We're here with our guy Sheesh Kicks. Today he's going to be giving us a little history lesson on a few SBs in his collection. Super crazy setup here, but we're only going to be going over 5 of them. So let's get straight into it.
All right, guys, so this is the SB BMW. It's pretty cool just because of the simple fact that it was released in 2016. It's known because of the skinny inside interior. It's also German engineer. It's German designer. They had an award-winning from the automotive industry from the BMW. So was awarded to be able to make collab with his own SB, and so they came in and they wanted something sleek and slender, just like the BMW, and it doesn't have the traditional fat tongue; it has a skinny tongue. Suede on the outside. Just a really overall crash, really cool shoe. Also known as the American shoe, just because of the colors, the red, white, and blue. But it's actually a German inspired shoe. It's really cool.
So I was going to ask you about why is this skinnier and why is this skinnier, but
I just like the sleekness of it all. It's supposed to be like a luxury, so they didn't want something fat, and thick like a normal SB. So they wanted something like a different design. Now, personal favorite of mine. Once again, another German design. This is the roller derby, specifically from German. Two German designers got together. They also made the SB Blazers, the higher tops. This is a cool shoe because they wanted to take a different spin on the 1950s skating back in the day. And so if you look,
I was just about to ask about it. So.
Yeah, like traditional SBs that we all love. They have a really cool insole. So the insole is like a 1950s housewife skating on her roller derby. And it's just a pretty cool concept. Definitely cool. Like I said, it has traditional cracking leather. You'll notice that some newer Jordans will have that model, that cracking leather accent. This shoe is actually really old, 2011, so it's over 12 years old. But like I said, a lot of nowadays Jordans, modern Jordans, get that accent of the cracking leather. They get a lot of that from SBs, like the Lost and Found Reimagines, one would say, but they kind of almost copied a form of the roller derby. They have a different materials on the side, cool swoosh. Like I said, this shoe is just absolute classic, and it's getting harder and harder to find. But this shoe is dead stock, and it's one of my personal favorites.
Like a lot of stuff a lot of design techniques originated with SBs.
Like I said, I always tell everybody, SBs kicked the doors in and allowed people like Travis Scott to come in and do the collabs, because Jordan was very known for silhouettes and just having straight colorways, and they weren't using different materials, they weren't doing different things, they were just very straightforward in what they had. And I get it, if you were an industry, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what they did, and like I said, you can't knock them for them. They're a billion-dollar industry, but SBs allowed them to kick the door open with a lot of different materials and stuff that we have today. And then a personal favorite of mine is the Day of the Deads. They're the Dia de los Muertos. They released in Canada and Mexico, and not very many pairs, rumored to only be like 400 pairs. Don't really know the true number, but like I said, also they have the Aztec God on the shoe, on the insole of the shoe. Specifically, like I said, another cool SB. They have the Aztec God essentially eating, the souls of the dead. It's a really cool shoe. The Christian Medina is the creator of this shoe. He's really, really cool guy. Apparently he signed a lot of pairs. He's just a really personal person, and he was also lead design for the shoe. And I just think that's a really cool concept. I think he's, to be able to have that, especially in the Latin culture. You just don't see stuff like this every day. And like I said, it's just a really cool SB. They sell for in the thousands, and they keep going up. It's one of those shoes, no matter when you buy it, it's just going to keep going up. And I really like this shoe. Also, the cool back and the accent. It used to be a lot clearer, obviously, but with age, they turn different colors. But it's just a really cool shoe. It has a lot going on, and I really like it.
2006 pair, right?
Yes, sir. 2006 pair. Very, very old.
It's a pair I've always wanted, but a little bit out of my price range right now. So
now, a personal favorite of mine. Like I said, they're all really personal favorites, but these are just like mementos for me. You have the Teen Wolf. I have it in a size 13. It's from 2008. the cool thing about this shoe, like I said, I always bring it up, is the insole. It's got a fuzzy interior, the fuzzy insole line. It's definitely a spin-off from the movie, the Teen Wolf, and it's supposed to be inspired from the uniform from the Teen Wolf movie. It's like I said, it's a great shoe. 72 pairs only ever made in the world. They sell for upwards into thousands. I just think this shoe is just a really cult classic. Really shows like what SBs are about, and the fact that, like I said, the different materials, the detail on the outside, the fuzzy. You can't get any better than this. It's definitely like a true form of what SB is. It's just fun, it's playful, and it's rare, which is what I like to tell everybody all SBs are.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think you're going to find another shoe with fur on the outside and a furry insole. I don't think there's any other shoe like that.
Not unless you're going with some Uggs, the little fluffy Uggs, with the fringe and stuff.
These are definitely more stylish than Uggs. So. And the last pair, did we save the best for last?
I think we saved the best for last because not only is the lead designer a graffiti artist, and I love graffiti. Personally, it holds a very good, dear spot in my heart. Obviously, you see my chain, my banner in the backdrop. I'm a very big graffiti fan. I just enjoy the artwork of it all. I enjoy the artistry, the grittiness, the grime. The fact that it's just it's almost taboo in our today's culture. You still get in trouble for doing it.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like that wink in society. It's like, it's art, but it's like mine. And I've always liked that. Eric Hayes, phenomenal artist, even a phenomenal, designer. Nike allowed him to come in and design the shoe, and they gave him full creativity on the shoe and design for the box. This is the Friends and Family pair. I have the Friends and Family box. Let me go get that for you real quick.
Give you guys a close-up while he grabs that.
So, shoe is incredibly old, from 2003. Eric Hayes was allowed to come in and do the whole design from shoe to box. He did his graffiti design spray paint on the box. Friends and Family, rumored to only be less than 1,000 pairs in the world. And so from a 2000 and in my opinion, like, it's from 2003, having a dead stock size 12 means a lot to me because
20 years old now.
It's 20 years old. Like I said, the spray paint of the shoe, the design, like, it's just the detail of the shoe is just phenomenal. They only released in stores in LA, which he had a store in LA, and then he had a flagship store in Tokyo. Like I said, you can't say too much about this guy. Eric Hayes is really cool. If you're an Oakland Raider fan, you like the shoe because of the colors. But for me, it's just the history behind it, And there's a lot of them, like I said, a lot of the different ones, here, But this is the one I thought was really cool because of just how old it is.
And it's kind of cool to see Nike try to play off of it too. How they did those orange magmas last year.
Yeah,
Trying to play off of it. But I don't think anything will ever compare to these or the lows.
No, for me, you really can't, just because of the fact that, like, this is like an Eric Hayes. Like, he had full creativity, full control over what he was doing. And, and to have that and to be able to come out and you see it with the design, like I said, the attention to detail when they come up onto the angles, like they're not only darker here and they get lighter as they come down. What's up? And then it's just really cool, man. Like I said, you don't see stuff like this anymore. Like I said, 2003, less than 1,000 pairs ever made. Like I said, for a size 12, you really just can't go wrong. Like I said, it's one of my favorite pairs. I hope it stays in my collection for a very long time.
Plus, the box is insane, too.
The box is insane. Friends and Family box, just super cool. Like I said, it's just like, all these shoes, like they're all size 12, except for the Teen Wolves. Teen Wolves is 13. But, they're just really cool shoes. Like, but I always tell everybody, you're not going to see these in Jordans. You're not going to see that. You're going to see different silhouettes. This is all just totally art and creativity. And I always tell everybody, people ask, like, how can you spend that much money on shoes? They're just shoes. But I feel like, beauty is in the eye of the holder, the beholder holder. And for me, this is art. So some people can pay millions of dollars for a banana taped on a wall, and call that art.
Picasso paintings go for millions.
Yeah,
all these different artists that sell that sell paintings for millions.
Yeah.
Shoes are just another form of art.
Yeah, like I said, and I feel like the same way with these, and it's just taken years for people to realize that, oh, they're catching on. Like, this is really cool. It's a cool wave. But real sneakerheads have known this for a long time and know, this is where their passion has been. This is where their art's been. And I always felt like, if you're out there skating in a parking lot that you're not supposed to be, you're doing something else, like, something that you're not supposed to be doing because you can't be skateboarding there, but you're going out there doing it anyways. Same thing with tagging up a wall. It's just all about it. That's what comes from the art, the history of it all. All these people pushed the envelope and did different things, things that weren't conventional. And now, they're creating art that people love and, get to share across the world. And that's what, to me, is what it's all about.
It always goes deeper than just shoes.
You gave us a very, very good history lesson. Taught me a lot. I'm sure he taught you guys a lot. So we appreciate you, brother. Always good to see you.
Always good to see you, bro.
There is one shoe I want to talk about that I know a little bit about.
Heard.
But I do want your help.
Let's do it.
Making sure I get everything right. The What the Dunks.
Yes.
Just because these are all a little more special because you don't really see them as much.
Yes.
But the What the Dunks, how many different SBs went into it?
I actually knew the number. I just forgot off the top of my head. It's been a very long
It's like
day.
somewhere like around 50.
Yeah,
like
something
a little
like
bit
that
less.
because there's two shoes.
Yeah.
But more noticeably, I always tell everybody the hemp, and then you have the Supreme Stars, the Cements, the Ray Guns, and then the Tiffany's.
And then is this from the Heineken is on the heel, right? So that's not from
No, that's not the Heineken. That's the Reagan and the Heineken Star right there. Like I said, so much goes into the shoe, but like I said, nobody really thought back in 2006 when the shoe released for retail for $350, that it was ever going to be what it is now.
And now it's like upwards of 10,000.
It depends on your size. Like I said, I've never seen a size 13, but I've heard people have asked $20,000 cash if they have it on them. The biggest size I've ever seen has been my size 12 in person. I'm sure there is a size 13 out there. I personally have never seen it. But yeah, I mean, prices range anywhere from used pairs going from $6,000 and then dead stock pairs going all the way from $20,000. It's really just whoever, if you find the right buyer that's willing to pay the money, or you trade a bunch of shoes to do that. I think people need to get back to trading more. It's what I grew up doing. It was like, oh, you wanted this shoe, but you couldn't afford it, so you trade a bunch of pairs to get the shoe that you wanted. But like I said, it's a great shoe. Obviously, more iconic than the pairs that I just presented in front of you.
But these have a cooler story, I feel like.
I feel like they really do. I feel like if they ever came out with the new What the Dunk from the newer age, I can't imagine with it. I know there's 3,000 dunks in the world. I personally have 720 pairs. Of course, I want to get to the magic, 1,000 pairs of dunks. But there's still dunks that I see to this day that I don't even know about. So it's nice to be able to go and look them up, see what the history behind it, see if they had a skate group behind them that designed them, and stuff like that. I think it's really cool.
Appreciate you, bro. Crazy
Sure, bro.
collection.
Thank you.
Keep
Appreciate
killing
it. Yes, sir.